It was an idea one high school came up with to have a safe prom in the age of COVID, but it has some parents up in arms. Unvaccinated students were singled out with a marking on their hand written with a black Sharpie. As Jim Murray reports, it reminds some of being branded like the Scarlet Letter.
We've seen how prom night in the age of COVID looks a lot different this year. But at this prom in New Hampshire, there is outrage over how unvaccinated students were singled out and branded with a Sharpie. Teachers used a black Sharpie to mark the hands with the letter U on students who were unvaccinated and used a red Sharpie with the letter V for those who were vaccinated. Adding to the fury, students were told to hold up their hands every 3 songs to identify who was vaccinated and who wasn't.
I was receiving really angry messages from parents who just couldn't believe what had happened.
The school defended its decision, stating, "We needed to have a contact tracing system in place. Students who were unable to provide a vaccination card had a mark written on their hand." Today, despite all this good news, 300 people are still dying from COVID every day in the USA, and a grim milestone is at hand. More than 600,000 COVID-related deaths. Infectious disease specialist Dr. William Schaffner.
Frankly, I'm just a little concerned because this Delta variant is very contagious and it causes more severe disease. Now, fortunately, the vaccine will prevent it.
But there's still resistance to the vaccine among healthcare workers. These nurses in Houston are refusing to get vaccinated, even though they've been warned they could be fired.
There's definitely not been enough research done yet.
I don't want to get this vaccine because I do not believe it has been through the proper trials.
I believe, as with the other ladies, there's just not enough research done.
President Biden had these words at the NATO summit in Brussels.
If you've not been vaccinated, get vaccinated. Get vaccinated as soon as possible.
Defense against COVID-19. The NFL released new rules which will have a big impact on players who are vaccinated and those who aren't. Fox 46's Carly Gebhardt live in the newsroom. And Carlos, some players say they understand why this is being put into place.
Yeah, that's right. And Sam Darnold, the quarterback for the Panthers, is one of those players. He said today that he understands that this is not just an NFL issue, but this is a global issue around the world. COVID-19 still affecting many people, and the COVID-19 protocol that they released today helping everything kind of transition back to normal. So here is a look at some of the protocols. Vaccinated players no longer required to get tested every day, no longer have to wear a mask at the facility or during team travel. Also, no travel restrictions for vaccinated players at all. Protocol, as you can see, though, for non-vaccinated players still remains pretty strict. They're not allowed to leave the hotel or interact with anyone outside of the team during team travel. Also, they can't partake in social media or marketing sponsorship activities. So quite a stark contrast in what is not allowed and what is allowed for vaccinated and non-vaccinated players.
There's a lot of, people pushing to, get the vaccine, and for good reason. A lot of guys, including myself, we have decisions to make with that. But again, I think it's everyone's decision to make. And for me, I'm going to continue to keep that personal.
And you just heard Sam Darnold say this is a decision. Nothing's being forced. A lot of the players do have some big decisions to make. But as far as flexibility and freedom are concerned, that's going to be highly dependent upon their vaccination
guidelines.
status.
Concerts are starting to come back here to Florida. But I-Team investigator Adam Walzer uncovers whether you have a COVID-19 vaccination or not will determine how much you will have to pay to attend an upcoming local show.
These are all my tickets from over the years.
Brittany Wiggin loves going to concerts. These are photos from punk rock shows she has attended since she was a teenager. Displays on her living room wall hold ticket stubs, wristbands, and guitar picks from her favorite bands. The COVID-19 pandemic put all concerts on hold, but Wiggin recently saw an announcement for a show to be held at the St. Petersburg VFW Post 39 next month. Headlined by Teenage Bottle Rocket, Make War, and Rudderkin.
I saw the announcement for the concert, and then when you go to purchase the tickets, it says that you have to show proof of vaccination, which I do not have.
Tickets cost $18 in advance or $20 at the door if you have a vaccination certificate.
If I wanted to go to the concert without a vaccination, I would have to pay $999.99.
Promoter Paul Williams came up with the idea.
We're just trying to do a show safely, and they should go out and get vaccinated to protect themselves and their family and their communities.
Teenage Bottle Rocket was at first skeptical of the approach, but the band now fully supports the idea.
We're all vaccinated. We encourage everyone else to get vaccinated, and so we can see you in the pit.
I understand what they're doing. I think it's very nice of them, but it's just not fair.
Israel is using proof of vaccination, so-called vaccine passports, to determine who can attend concerts there.
लगवा लेना, लोगों को बताना है, घर तक पहन के जाना, बताना कि हमने टीका नहीं लगवाया इसलिए हमें मिला है। लोगों को सुनाई दे, मुझसे दूर रहे, मैंने अभी कोरोना का टीका नहीं लगवाया। कब लगवा लेंगे? वाह भैया। जिसने टीका लगवाया उनको हमने सम्मानित किया, और जिनने नहीं लगवाया अभी तक लापरवाही बरती उनको हमने एक चेस्ट की तरह उसमें पहनाया। एक प्रिंट था जिसमें लिखा था कि मुझसे दूर रहें क्योंकि मैंने अभी कोरोना का टीका नहीं लगाया। तो वो उन्हें एक कम अगर थोड़ी सी भी शर्म होगी तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि वो कल टीका जरूर लगवाएंगे, और लोगों ने संकल्प भी लिया कि हम टीका जल्द से जल्द लगवाएंगे।
और जो गांव में है उनने लगवाई 5%, और किसी ने नहीं लगवाई ना। 2-3 बार गांव में मुआवजे दिखाते हैं वो करवा दी, फिर भी नहीं लगवाने जाते।